Now that we've started working with Shri, I can confidently say that we have a much better alignment within the team. So all of us within the organization know what our goals are, and we're actually working together as one unit. Another very key important aspect is I can see that the team dynamics have tremendously improved, and we are certainly working together as one unit. Shri is a fantastic listener, and I think that is a great quality that a coach can have. He understands what we are facing. He really tries to listen and really quickly gets to the core of what might be going on at that particular moment of time. And I think that's really the favorite part of my interactions with Shri. Hi, I'm Sowmya Mahadevan. I'm the Chief Operating Officer of Kriyadocs. We are a document workflow management platform, and we work with journal, book, and abstract publishers, and we are backed by professional experts. I think as a business, I felt like we had gotten stuck. So we had built a great solution, and all of us in the organization felt we had a tremendous potential. But somewhere along the line, we weren't hitting our stride. We weren't really reaching the potential that we thought we had. There seemed to be constantly a gap between where we wanted to be and where we currently were. I think that was really the one that was weighing on all of our minds, and we wanted to really get past that, whatever blocker that was preventing us from growing at the rate that we wanted to. Before we started working with Shri, we would have a lot of grand plans for the year. We would set up our goals and set up our yearly plans, but then life would get in the way. So it was like a lot of us would just get caught up in the day in and day out, urgent, and the now would always kind of be the talking point. And sure enough, end of the year when we review how we did, we wouldn't have hit our plans. So I think that was kind of where we felt like we had gotten stuck in this sort of this routine of, even though we were making plans and setting our goals, we just simply couldn't seem to come away from the urgent and the now that was kind of sucking us. Before we decided to work with Shri, I think the biggest obstacle really was that we had never considered coaching. I don't think we had actually paid attention to what difference a coach would make to the business. So I think that was probably the biggest obstacle, is not knowing what to expect from a coaching engagement. And of course, when you look at the investment that you have to make, both the time as well as the monetary investment that you have to make into coaching, what kind of benefits would you get out of it? So I think it did take us a little bit of time talking to a few people and trying to understand what a coach could do, and being convinced that getting a coach on board was actually a very integral part of the growth journey. We got introduced to Shri through a common friend, and Shri agreed to do a session for us. Looking at the methodologies that he had, he was employing in the way he was talking to our teams and in the way he conducted the session, it was quite obvious that he was talking about stuff that we hadn't really paid attention to prior. We would always get together and talk about the what needed to be done, but really hadn't paid attention to how we were working together as a team. And looking at how he was actually throwing light on some of the other aspects of the business, of the team dynamics, I think we were convinced that he was the right coach for us. Now that we've started working with Shri, I can confidently say that we have a much better alignment within the team. So all of us within the organization know what our goals are, and we're actually working together as one unit. Another very key important aspect is I can see that the team dynamics have tremendously improved, and we are certainly working together as one unit. Now, as we started our engagement with Shri, I think very quickly we realized that the most important blockers that we actually had to crafting our growth journey was actually interpersonal block. So, and I think he really helped us realize this early on and has guided us in discovering our potential and kind of like really helping us look at how we work together. The second important point is I think Shri focuses on what we need at that particular point of time. He provides the right kind of material or coaching. The points that he brings up are very act to what we are facing at that point of time. And I think that I have really appreciated that. And personally, I think he has helped me understand myself a lot better, has helped me understand what my strengths are, what my weaknesses are, and what those are, what opportunities for improvements I have, and has helped me make that sort of a personal transformation into the kind of leader that I want to be. I really appreciate how Shri is a fantastic listener. And I think that is a great quality that a coach can have. He understands what we are facing. He really tries to listen and really quickly gets to the core of what might be going on at that particular moment of time. And I think that's really the favorite part of my interactions with Shri. I would certainly recommend other business owners to also work with Shri and look at this process, because I think as business owners you can tend to get caught up in a lot of the day-to-day business work, and having somebody who's guiding you along the growth journey is actually a tremendous value, and Shri does an excellent job at it. I actually love that this is a process of self-discovery guided by the coach, right? And guided by Shri in this case. And I think that's what I really love the most, right? So it's about the path is being shown, but it is I who has to walk on it. And I know that I can reach out to Shri at any point of time. And if I'm not exactly sure what I'm doing, or there are certain specific situations that I would like to discuss, but it is really about me growing as a person. And I think that's the most important part of why I love to work with Shri and how I would recommend him to others as well. Actually, to be honest, prior to working with Shri, I wasn't convinced myself that we needed a business coach. So I think I can perfectly understand why, if my best friend wasn't convinced about hiring a business coach, I can completely relate to that. But having now gone through this process, I think I have enough experience now to go and convince them that having a coach really helps us uncover our potential that we did not know it existed. I think as an organization, if you are actually serious about your growth, I think you have to consider coaching. I think that's a very important aspect of your growth journey. I do wish we had come into coaching a lot earlier than we did. I think it is something that I think it can add a tremendous amount of value to your growth journey, and a coach really helps you and guides you along this journey.